Hey guys, it's DC here, and today in CyberSec news we have Microsoft OAuth flaws open up Azure, Mixcloud data breach affects 20 million users, and law enforcement has knocked out a huge rat.
Raise the alarm!
Alright, let's get straight into it. So a vulnerability has been found on Microsoft's OAuth for some third-party applications, which allows attackers to take over Azure cloud accounts. This vulnerability comes from when Microsoft applications authenticate with OAuth 2 between third-party domains and subdomains that are not registered by Microsoft. Researchers at a company called CyberArk discovered 3 separate vulnerabilities in Microsoft's applications that trust these unregistered domains, and they are Portfolios, Office 365 Secure Store, which I was just talking about last week, and Microsoft Trust Service. One of the researchers at CyberArk has said these vulnerabilities attack surface is very wide and its impact can be very powerful. By doing nothing more than clicking or visiting a website, the victim can experience the theft of sensitive data, compromised production servers, lost data, manipulation of data, encryption of all the organization's data with ransomware, and much more. To put this into perspective, highly privileged OAuth 2 tokens in most cases equate to having the username and password for the account itself. That's pretty serious. So if you were able to use this vulnerability, you would have had access to basically sniff out the username and password. In a proof of concept of the attack, the researchers at CyberArk demonstrated that an attacker could create a link for the Microsoft OAuth authentication process, which only required 3 parameters, which were the application ID, the redirect URI, and the resource. The attacker would then embed an iframe tag into a website with the source attribute set to the link, which once browsed to by the victim would redirect them to the attacker's domain and automatically grant them the access token. The vulnerability was discovered on the 29th of October and has been fixed as of the 19th of November, but it was recently brought into the news by Microsoft admitting this vulnerability. Next up, the British online audio streaming service Mixcloud has this week been breached, and hackers are now selling the company's user data on the dark web. Roughly 20 to 22 million user accounts have been compromised. Wow, that's massive. With details like email addresses, IP addresses, hashed and salted passwords. Oh, that's nice. At least they're not just like clear text passwords. And personal details available for purchase. The good news is that if you signed up via Facebook, your account details were not stored on the Mixcloud service, which means your data has not been leaked in the breach. However, for everyone else who signed up via email address and password, your account details are now likely for sale on the dark web. Sorry. Javad Malik, a security awareness advocate at KnowBe4, has said, "Any breach is unfortunate, although in this instant, it is fortunate that Mixcloud appeared to correctly secure user passwords by hashing and salting them." That's exactly what I just said. However, the breach raises some questions around how the attacker got into the system and why Mixcloud was unable to detect when the breach occurred. It highlights the importance for all companies of all sizes and verticals to look into how they deploy security controls across their people, process, and technology, as well as factoring in preventative, detective, and recovery measures. So that's a pretty serious one. 20 to 22 million usernames and passwords, and likely other details as well, like first name, last name, are now for sale on the dark web. It's good that there are salted passwords, but I guess you could still crack some specific ones. If you wanted to get into just like one, you could just run hashcat against it and hopefully get in. But yeah, who knows? We'll have to see any of that. But if you do use Mixcloud, now's probably a good time to change your password. The last article is one a little bit closer to home for me. The Australian Federal Police announced this week that they would be cracking down on cybercriminal networks responsible for the proliferation of the Imminent Monitor Remote Access Trojan, also known as an IMRAT or IMRAT. Authorities involved in this crackdown are the AFP, which is the Australian Federal Police, the FBI, the Belgian Police, the New Zealand Police, the National Police Corps of the Netherlands, the UK's National Crime Agency, and the UK's Northwest Regional Crime Unit. The operation resulted in a takedown of IMRAT web pages and infrastructure, 13 arrests, and 85 warrants for arrest, as well as the seizing of 434 devices. Whoa. The offences enabled by IMRAT are often a precursor to more insidious forms of data theft and victim manipulation, which can have far-reaching privacy and safety consequences for those affected. These are real crimes with real victims, said AFP Acting Commander of Cybercrime Operations, Chris Goldsmith. He went on to say, "We now live in a world where for just US $25, a cybercriminal halfway across the world can, with just a click of the mouse," a little bit more than just a click, but anyway, "access your personal details or photographs of loved ones or even spy on you." That was said by Stephen Wilson, not continued on from the last guy. The global law enforcement cooperation we have seen in this case is integral to tackling cyber criminal groups who develop such tools. Available for purchase for as little as $25, IMRAT is an affordable, easy to operate spyware tool that allows remote attackers to access users' files, records keystrokes, and snoop on victims via their webcams. Authorities estimate that IMRAT has attracted more than 14,500 buyers and has victimized tens of thousands. That's really unfortunate for those people who do get hit by those things. Keep your passwords changed. Don't click on random shit. And if you don't have any antivirus, please get some. Otherwise, you're likely to eventually get some sort of spyware on your computer just like this. If you want to read any of these articles, there are links at the bottom of the blog page itself. The blog is on cybersecguidance.com/blog. It's where I write all of these news stories for you each and every week. And while I've got your attention here, if you want to go to cybersecguidance.com/shop, you will notice that the DC CyberSec logo hoodie is on sale for $60 Australian. This particular hoodie can only be purchased through my website. The other ones down below are only on Teespring. So this one is actually made by me, and I'll also write you a little love letter. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.